This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and as you can tell by the title of this video, there was a terrible car accident yesterday that happened at the Rainbow Bridge border crossing in Niagara Falls. A car can be seen speeding completely out of control. It takes flight and then crashes into a rather big fireball. And before the flames were even out, a very conditioned reaction was already taking place. Fox News correspondent Alexis McAdams said, "High-level police sources tell me this is an attempted terrorist attack," according to sources who say the car was full of explosives, both men inside dead. Or there was the US Senator Ted Cruz who said, "This confirms our worst fear. The explosion at Rainbow Bridge was a terrorist attack." We saw headlines like, "New York vehicle explosion at Rainbow Bridge border crossing is attempted terror attack," according to sources. Or, "2 dead in attempted terror attack on Rainbow Bridge." Or, "FBI investigating car bomb explosion at Niagara Falls Bridge as terrorist attack." Kean Bexty of the Countersignal made the claim that he was contacted by a high-level military insider who told him that this was a terrorist attack and that there were more attacks coming. He has since deleted that tweet. As Randy Hillier points out here, the real Kean deleted his tweet about insider CAF anonymous sources that stoked more drama and fear. The MSM, social media, politicians, and Western society at large are addicted to fear porn and fictitious drama rather than real-life facts and honesty. And he's certainly right about that. Watch how these Canadian politicians pushed the terrorist narrative, with Justin Trudeau even leaving right there on the spot to go deal with the situation.
We've just heard media reports of a terrorist attack, an explosion at the Niagara crossing of the Canada-US border. At least two people are dead, one is injured. It is the principal responsibility of government to protect the people. Can the Prime Minister give us an update on what he knows and what action plan he will immediately implement to bring home security for our people?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is obviously a very serious situation in Niagara Falls. There was a vehicle explosion at the Rainbow Bridge crossing. I've been briefed by the NSIA and the Minister of Public Safety. CBSA, RCMP, and Transport Canada are all fully engaged in providing the necessary support. There are a lot of questions, and we are following up to try and get as many answers as rapidly as possible. We are in close contact with U.S. officials, and we'll continue to work closely with them. We will continue to be engaged. We will provide updates. Updates I can give right now is there are 4 border crossings that are right now closed: Rainbow Bridge, Whirlpool Bridge, Queenston Bridge, and Peace Bridge. Additional measures are being contemplated and activated at all border crossings across the country. We are taking this extraordinarily seriously, and Mr. Speaker, I will have to excuse myself now to go get further updates and work on this very serious situation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We shouldn't be surprised by these guys' reactions. I mean, who could forget when Justin Trudeau responded to the hijab scissor attack, which turned out to be a complete hoax?
My heart goes out to the young girl who was attacked, seemingly for her religion. I can't imagine how afraid she must have been. I want her and her family and her friends and community to know that is not what Canada is, and that is not who Canadians are.
It was just on Friday, as you mentioned, that she spoke to the media, shared her stories of being attacked not once but twice by a man in his 20s. She said that he ripped off her hood, that he tried to cut off her hijab. Turns out today we now know from police that this account of events, it never happened.
And folks, the situation we're seeing at Rainbow Bridge is the same. But there's one person who is much, much worse than what we've heard from Pierre and Justin. Much worse than Fox News with their so-called sources, or anyone else who made the claim and then deleted it. Check out these posts from the so-called investigative journalist Laura Loomer, who went completely off the deep end and pushed absolute dangerous fake news to her hundreds of thousands of followers. Breaking. Confirmed Islamic terrorist attack near the US-Canada border at Rainbow Bridge in Niagara Falls. Shut the border down, she says. Or this one. Must watch. Surveillance footage shows the vehicle that exploded at the US-Canada border being stopped before reaching the Rainbow Bridge. After being transferred to a second checkpoint, the vehicle can be seen speeding up before it crashed and exploded. The second vehicle is still missing from the terrorist attack. What the hell is she talking about? Where is any of this coming from? But as if that wasn't bad enough, an Iranian passport was found next to the car that exploded today at the US-Canada border on Rainbow Bridge. Days ago, Joe Biden sent $10 billion more to Iran after sending $6 billion on 9/11/23. Iran funded and trained the Hamas and Hezbollah terrorists who carried out the October 7 terror attacks in Israel. What? What's next, Laura? Are they going to find decapitated babies in the trunk of the car who are on fire and who have a note attached to them that says, "I did this because I hate your freedoms, signed Hamas"? This girl's an idiot, and a dangerous one at that. Hamas and Hezbollah are a creation of the Mossad and the CIA so that they can use these boogeymen anytime they want to instill fear into the minds of the masses. My friends, it's just as I said yesterday. I've been warning you that we are being conditioned for an attack and conditioned for the reaction to be against Islamic extremists, when suspect number one right now should be criminal elements within the intelligence communities, like the FBI, the CIA, and CSIS. When all the news outlets and politicians were saying this is terrorism, and war hawks like Laura Loomer were saying this is most definitely jihad, I was trying to warn everybody that this reaction is by design. And when and if an actual terrorist attack happens, we need to always remember who to look at as suspect number one. Criminal elements within the intelligence communities like the CIA, the FBI, the Mossad, and CSIS. Guys, this should be a big lesson for everyone when it comes to how to decipher fake news and jumping the gun on reporting. So I want to share these words from the only one who stepped up to the plate, admitted they were wrong, and apologized. Kian Bexty says, yesterday, the counter-signal relayed reports from the Government of Canada, corporate media, and our own sources within the military who have expert understanding of IEDs and terrorism, and we initially misreported what happened at the Rainbow Bridge. The signs pointed towards terrorism at first, and when the information provided otherwise, we corrected our reporting as soon as we could. When we get things wrong in the chaos of the moment, we believe that we owe it to our readers to set the record straight. We were quick to blame Trudeau for what happened, and for once in his life, he was not actually to blame. That was my mistake, and I want to apologize for that. Every day we work hard to punch up and above our weight. I am so grateful that we have so many of you standing beside us in this fight for honesty and truth, and I hope that you stay with us long into the future. And I can respect that. Good on Kian for making that correction and doing the right thing. Now, do you think we're gonna see that from everyone else? I wouldn't hold your breath. Thanks for watching, guys. If you appreciate my efforts to continuously bring you this information, please take 2 minutes today to check me out at pressfortruth.ca/donate. You can check the top link in the description below. Thank you so much to everyone who does contribute in that way. I can't do this work without you. And that's all for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please click the thumbs up button and share this video with all the people who you think need to see it the most. And stay tuned, we're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.